Hello, we're live. Now, as you can see, I'm outside. It's really bright. I don't have any shade. I was hoping that I might have a little bit of shade, but I've got something drying in there that's in my usual spot. And I didn't want to move it because the paint's still wet. And I've only got a really small workshop, so we're out here. I've had to turn my Wi-Fi off because that doesn't reach from one end of the house to the other, because, you know, I live in a mansion. Not. But no, the Wi-Fi is rubbish, so hopefully we won't get any interruptions. And I'm really sorry, I'm squinting. Hopefully we won't get any interruptions with Wi-Fi cutting off and everything. And the good news is it's going to be a super easy live. Hello Teresa, hi Lisa. So we've got sunshine and I'm working on my tan at the same time. Working on my tan and working. Can't get any better than that, can it? So like I was just saying, YouTube doesn't always show the very, very start of my lives, and I never want to sit here in silence because that's just a little bit weird. So what I was saying was, we're outside today, so please excuse any background noises. I've got dogs, one's asleep, I don't know where they are actually. We've also got peacocks that live in the village, and at this time of year they're so noisy, so if you hear any weird noises in the background, just go with it, okay? So this piece behind is a Facebook Marketplace purchase. Got a little bit of a weakness for vintage bamboo. Hi Isabel, good morning. For vintage bamboo. Now, I like it as it is, but I also love it painted. We're not going to paint it today. Don't worry. This is really nice. It's in really good condition. And what I plan on do is flipping it, because unfortunately I don't have room for it in my home. If I did, I'd keep it. It's really comfortable. It looks delightful in the garden. But I don't have room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. Now, what I did yesterday, because we've had some really nice weather in the UK, what I did yesterday is brought it outside and I washed it with water. So if you are not painting vintage bamboo, because there's a lot of it knocking around, and it's obviously it's trendy again because it's boho and it's that kind of retro look. If you are just going to clean it, just use water. You don't need any strong abrasive chemicals or cleaners, because what will happen is you'll start eating into the varnish, especially if it's like a deglossing cleaner or something. So you don't want to use anything too harsh. So I just sprayed the hose on it, because what can happen is dust and stuff can get trapped in here, and these make really good flips. If you can just grab this cheap and flip it, or keep it for yourself obviously, it is quite desirable. So all I'm going to do is give it a refresh, and the magic ingredient is Howdy Do hemp oil. It's honestly, it's so easy to apply this stuff, and the good thing about this is you can't really get it wrong. You can't apply too much. You could apply too little, but you can't really apply too much, because what happens is it'll only, the piece that you're putting Howdy Do hemp oil on, it will only soak in as much of the oil as is possibly needed. It won't do anything detrimental. And after about 30 days, so the usual kind of cure time for most of the products that Dixie Belle stock, this actually dries to a hard finish. So it does offer some protection. Can you hear the peacocks? There was actually one in the conservatory the other day, the conservatory aka the space that I work here. One just wandered in. I don't know if I told you that last week, I can't remember, but one actually dared wander in. I was like, you are brave or stupid with 4 dogs. Luckily the dogs didn't get up or anything, so that was good. So I've just put some oil on a paper plate. I like to put it on here, and I like to use, this is the cheapest chip brush that Dixie Belle do, so you'll see me quite a lot using premium chip brushes. This is like not the premium chip brush, this is the cheaper one of the two, because oil-based products are harder to clean out. And what I'll do when I've oiled this chair is I'm just going to throw this away. So I've just put a little bit of oil on here. You can't really pick it up, but it's sort of like a, it's clear basically. It's got a little bit of a yellowy tint to it. So this works really well over raw wood. It also works really well over chalk mineral paint because, again, it's just it acts like a nice luster. And all I'm going to do is just coat this chair in. Good morning. I can't see your name. Got the sun. Angeline. All I'm going to do is just coat this chair. You can apply it liberally because, like I say, what you need to do is just leave it to kind of soak in. Do its job, let it soak in, and come back in maybe like an hour's time. And then what you need to do is get a lint-free cloth and just rub it. So that what that'll do is it's a little bit like wax in terms of that it'll take the excess off the surface. So anything that's not absorbed into this, which in my case is bamboo, but again, you can use this over raw wood. It's also food grade safe, so you can use it with things like chopping boards and fruit bowls and all those kind of things. I actually bought a really beautiful fruit bowl, like a carved one, which I plan on just giving it a clean and again just hemp oiling it. So you can use it with things that you're gonna eat with or use to cook with. Wooden utensils, it nourishes them beautifully. So all you need to do is just liberally apply it. I'm just painting it on, and the reason I'm using this brush is because obviously there's quite a lot of little nooks and crannies, and yesterday that was all filled with dust, so I just got the hose and a little brush and just scrubbed away gently because I don't want to damage the original finish on this. So for once we're not painting. And that's all you need to do. Just apply it on like that, let it sit for about an hour, rub it off, and then after like a day, just have a look at it, because what can happen is it might start to look patchy, and that happens normally if you put it over a painted surface. It shouldn't really do it with this, but a lot of people complain about hemp oil that they've put it over like a painted finish and it's gone patchy. Basically what's happened is the oil has just absorbed in some areas more than others, and that could be down to what's underneath. So you might have unevenly sanded your piece. You might have a combination of different types of wood, so veneer and solid wood and raw wood and previously finished wood like with a varnish on, all absorb oil at different rates and different speeds, and paint can be applied thickly, thinly, and that will affect it as well. So after about a day, and this really does only apply if you're painting, if it's a painted finish, all you need to do is go back in with another cloth and just give it a rub. And if that keeps happening, just keep rubbing it. Just keep rubbing it until those kind of spots disappear, if that makes sense. Hi, Kimberly. I think it was Kimberly. I'm in the gorgeous sunshine today, working on a bit of a tan, at the same time flipping this chair. So this chair only cost me £15 off Facebook Marketplace. Bamboo is fairly desirable if it's in good condition. I've had bits and bobs before that's been bamboo, and I've sold it on and made a decent profit, or I've kept it because I have got a little bit of a soft spot for bamboo. And if you do get a piece of bamboo that's in kind of not great condition, they do also paint amazing as well. So like this darker bamboo, I think is personally a little bit more desirable than the paler stuff. And the paler stuff tends to be a little bit cheaper, and like I say, doesn't sell as well unpainted. So So I have painted that paler stuff before, and I did a little pair of bedsides that's on my own YouTube channel. Did those in a vibrant green. So it does sell well painted as well as unpainted, but it just depends on the condition. If the varnish is all cracked and crazed and peeling off, it'd probably be as well to paint it, because it does sell really well painted as well. I find it sells really well in brighter colours, but that's just maybe me. They always look really, really cool in like hot pink or bright green or orange, something like that. In fact, I do have a little side table that was that was damaged, and I painted that for my kids' bedroom. I'll be repainting that at some point. I could even do that next week, so we could do this week of unpainted bamboo, and next week I'll paint over the, I think it was possibly mint julep that I painted it in for the kids' bedroom when they had a more pastel colour theme, and now they don't want it anymore. So I'm going to repaint it and I'm going to sell it. So I might paint it. Let me know what colour you want me to paint it. We're going either hot pink, bright orange, bright green, or anything else you can think of. Let me know in the comments. And it's as simple as that. It's super easy, and this is just gonna give a nice luster and revive all that dried out wood and bamboo and whatever it is, rattan. And I'm really sorry I can't see the screen, so if you've got any questions, feel free to drop me a message and I'll try and answer them. I'm by no means an expert in bamboo. I just like dabbling with it. And I saw this on Facebook Marketplace. It was quite local to me. And I just thought, oh, I have a small bamboo table that I've been wanting to paint. Now I can't wait. This one that we'll do next week is previously painted. So it's not obviously going to be like a bamboo painted over bamboo. It's going to be painted over existing paint finish, if that makes sense. And I am not stripping it, just for you, sorry, but I'm not. But the same kind of still applies, I suppose, really. So we'll do that next week. Also, if you did want to see a piece painted from scratch, there's one on my YouTube channel. You'll have to scroll back a few, might even be last year now, to be honest, but you'll find it. I'm sure it's called something like How to Paint Bamboo or Wicker or Cane or something, I can't remember, but it's on there. And it's actually one of my most popular videos on YouTube. Don't know why. And it's old. It's before I really knew how to edit videos, so it is a bit old. So I'll just show you on this arm here. Can I show you? Hang on a sec. So can you see that arm, how it's quite sort of faded? So just put a bit of oil on my brush, and although it's not going to bring the colour back, because that's a coloured varnish that's been put over the bamboo, it does kind of disguise it a little bit better. And it stops it looking so dried out. Obviously that's the arms, because they've had a lot of wear from people sitting on it and resting their arms on it. So that varnish has kind of naturally faded and got a little bit of patina. So it just kind of helps disguise it. And what you'll find is with hemp oil is that it does amber. So because it's an oil-based product, what that means is that it sort of, if you were to put this over white paint, you'd probably find over time that it would turn a little bit yellowy. So when I say you can put it over chalk mineral paint, you can even put it over silk paint if you want. What I would probably avoid is putting it over whites and creams. Great for dark colours, not so great for whites, because it does amber, and that's just because it's oil, and that's what oil does. So if you think gloss paint goes yellow. If you paint your doors or your windows or something in white gloss paint, over time that turns like a creamy yellow. It's the oil in it. I don't know why, but it just does. I actually quite happen to like it when gloss goes a little bit yellow. But you always get a little bit shocked when you repaint it. You think, wow, that is really, really yellow. But that's kind of what hemp oil does. It does amber over time. So bear that in mind if you're using it over certain colours of chalk mineral paint. Also, if you're using it over wood, that can obviously, the type of wood can affect the colour outcome of hemp oil. So I would personally avoid it over pine, because pine's quite naturally orangey, yellowy, goldeny anyway. I always want to knock that kind of look out. I don't want it to be orangey or yellowy or goldeny. I want it to be a nice kind of mellow tone. So, and also orange pine, not really on trend at the moment. So I avoid hemp oil with pine personally. I would use it over oak. It goes over oak lovely, but again, it depends on the age and how dry it is and the type of oak and all those kind of things. So it does vary from kind of wood to wood, but I definitely avoid it over pine. Not a good one. Talking of pine, I got, I don't know if you can see, a lovely pair of bedside tables. Another bargain, another absolute bargain from Facebook Marketplace at the weekend. Don't know what's going on. £10 for a pair of bedsides. So that'll be a nice one to do. I might just whitewash them or something. But they're pretty, so. It's been absolutely ages since I've had a bargain off Facebook Marketplace. Not that I need any more furniture, by the way. I was actually trying to I've got 3 storage units full of furniture. I feel like I can tell you. I feel like we're in a safe space. I feel like I can share my issues. You can pipe down as well, damn peacock. Yeah, I've got 3 units full of furniture, and I was actually trying to get down to 2. Then I bought some more furniture and filled them back up again. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, get down to 2. I need to get down to 2. I mean, who needs 3 units full of furniture? Not me, that's for sure. As quick as I can paint them and sell them, I'll fill it back up again. So, yeah. And now we've got an aeroplane going over. Sorry about the background noise. And the amount of oil I'm using on this, by the way, is absolutely minimal. So obviously my brush is kind of saturated as it is. If you find that whatever you're painting or whatever you're oiling, I should say, whatever you're oiling, if it's soaking in super quick and you think, where's the oil gone, and it's kind of disappearing and soaking in, you can do a second coat of oil. This one won't need it, but raw wood can sometimes absorb it super quick. So in that case, then you might need to do a second or third application. Again, it's all very dependent on the piece. The peacocks are getting closer and louder. The aeroplane needs to go away. Luckily, we've had no dogs bark yet, so that's good. Garage has been taken over by free super cheap furniture. Exactly. I'm the same. So I have been painting furniture for the best part of 7 years. And I've been collecting it since then as well. So if I find a really interesting, unique piece, I'll get it. No questions asked, I will get it. And I'll stash it. Sometimes I do have to get job lots of stuff as well. If someone said, like, I've got a load of furniture, you can have it cheap, and I know there's one thing out of it that I want, I will get the whole lot, because that's the deal, and then I'll just have the thing that I want. So I do sometimes sell the stuff on that I don't want, but also what I'll do is put that stuff in storage and think I'll sell that another day and then never sell it. So there is some stuff in there that I don't want. Hi Tracy from Australia. So yeah, there's issues. I would ideally like to get down to 2 storage units. That would be sufficient. And let me tell you, in those storage units, they're big. They're big storage units. They're big stables on a farm, 2 of them. And the furniture is stacked 3 high, sometimes 4 high in places. So if you follow me on social media, you'll have seen that. Maybe you'll have seen the issues that I've got with storing furniture. It's all good fun though. I just can't help myself. When I see a piece, I'm just like, oh, that's nice. I'll take it. Oh dear. There is stuff in there that's been in there years, and I dread to think of the spiders that are in it. Not a massive fan of spiders. So yeah, dread to think of the size of those beasties on a farm as well. I put one in the back of my car once and I nearly vomited because it had 2 massive spiders in the lid. It was like a seat with a storage lid. I opened the storage lid. I nearly burnt my car. I was like, nope, burn the car, push it over a cliff, put it in a reservoir, no, don't like it. Not a spider fan, if you can tell, especially the big ones. The big, no, not for me. Not for me. And I lived on a farm for a while. I sort of grew up on a farm, so I should be tougher, but I'm not. I'll handle large animals, cows, horses. Need a lift machine to move furniture around. Yeah, he's called Andy. That's my lift machine. Yeah, me and Andy are the lift machines. The problem here is that I've got a gravel drive, so a lift machine is no good because it doesn't run on the stones, and I've got quite a big step coming into my house, and then I've got another step going into my kitchen, and then I've got a step down going into where I work. Just getting started. We refurbished a small dresser and bed we got from a friend. It turned out really pretty. Yeah, just keep going, keep collecting the furniture. Don't listen to me. I'm a bad, like, you've got a good angel being like, oh, only buy the pieces that you know you're gonna love, or blah blah. Now I've got a bad angel. I'll be like, get all the things. That's me. I'm a bad angel. Buy all the things, stash them, get some storage, stack it on top of one another, stack 4 high. Get all... No, don't. Oh dear. And sometimes I'll go through phases where I'm being really good and really well behaved, and I won't buy anything on Facebook Marketplace for months, and then I'll be like, ah, I've seen about 5 things in a week, and I must fetch them immediately. And the stupid thing is, I can only work on one piece at a time in there because it's so small. Andy's supposed to be making me a little kind of, I don't know, something out here with a roof that I can drag furniture out and occasionally do lives outside and stuff. 4 units. Okay, there's no need to show off. Crikey, 4 units. I should do an inventory and see what I've actually got, because I don't actually know. So yeah, the stupid thing is, I've only got one. I can only work on one thing at a time in here. So why I've got all this stuff, it's ridiculous. But the handy thing is, when people ask me for commission work or custom work, they'll be like, have you got a toy box that's 120 centimetres? And I'm like, I do, actually. I have got one. Yes, correct. In fact, I've got 2. So that's quite handy. And in the time that I've been talking nonsense, I've pretty much oiled the chair. I've just got to do these slats on the back, but it's pretty much done. So I'm going to leave it out here. I'm going to go and pick the kids up from school. Then I'm going to come back, wipe it down. Exactly. Try to slim it down and then fill it back up. It definitely is a vicious cycle. I mean, there's no other way of banning yourself on Facebook Marketplace. You can't put any restrictions on it or anything. And I'm so good for so long, and then it's like, nah. And then there'll be 4 or 5 items all at once, and I need to go and get them immediately. So yeah, what I'll do is leave this, go and pick the kids up from school, which is imminent, come back, wipe it down with a rag. Then I'll leave it again. I mean, ideally not in direct sunlight, so I will move it inside. Leave it again. I'll probably leave it overnight, come back to it tomorrow, and then I will stage it, and job's a good one. That'll be good to go. So it doesn't always have to be about painting. It can just be about zhuzhing something up and giving it a little bit of a nourish and a refresh, and she's good to go. Yeah, the peacocks they're advancing. And that's all from me today. Thank you for joining me outside. I'm so sorry the screen's so dark. I hope it hasn't been too bright, or hope you haven't had trouble seeing me or hearing me. And next week, that leads on lovely, doesn't it? Next week we will do the painted bamboo. Little, it's just like a little side table type thing. So we'll do that next week. I'll go and fetch it out of one of my storage units, and we'll get that painted up next week together. So that'll be something fun to look forward to. So thank you for joining me again in my garden, and I will catch you next week. Bye. How do I stop this? I can't even see the screen. It's that